University radio show, the University of Common Sense. Lord have mercy.
A Twinsburg mother was driving to work Saturday morning when she was fatally shot by a rifle-wielding man after their two vehicles crashed at a busy intersection. Deborah Pearl, 53, was killed by a 29-year-old North Ridgeville man who shot her with a 5.56 millimeter rifle, police said. Officers arrested the man at the scene. His identity will not be released until tomorrow morning after he's formally charged. That's what Solon Police Lieutenant Bruce Felton said. Words can't explain what we're going through, said Pearl's son, Dario Pearl. This is the roughest patch a human being can go through. I've gone through tough times before, but it wasn't like this. Pearl left her home early Saturday to go to work at Southeast Harley-Davidson in Bedford Heights, her son said. Pearl, who also has an address in Warrensville Heights, was driving north on Richmond Road about 7:20 a.m. The North Ridgeville man was driving his Jeep east on Solon Road. He ran a red light at the intersection of Richmond Road and crashed into Pearl's Ford Taurus. That's what Felton said. The impact of the crash pushed Pearl's Taurus several feet east onto Solon Road. The man's Jeep flipped several times and landed on its roof about 50 feet away from Pearl's car. A witness who gave a written statement to police told Cleveland.com that the man got out of his Jeep with a rifle and Pearl got out of her car. The witnesses also said that the traumatic nature of the incident, they could not believe what happened when the man then shot her with a rifle several times. The witness also said, I can't get her screams out of my head.
Can't get her screams out of my head. Can you imagine how the family of Pearl feels right now or heard when they got the news? Can you imagine that the sons having to fly in from out of town to such tragedy of their mother being shot down? In the studio with me is Nita Ashford. And what Nita Ashford have to say, I have to agree with her. In black and white, I have to agree with her. Come closer, Nita. I'm sorry.
This is just like tore our family apart because she was such a sweet person, like an angel. Not a problem. Worked to take care of kids. They're grown, and she continued to work to do what she loved to do. When I heard of the car crash, I was like, oh, it's a car crash. She might have a couple of broken bones, and then my nephew called and said somebody was shooting his mom, and that just took it to a whole nother level. All I can think about when he said shooting his mom from a car crash was hate. This is a hate crime. This is a hate crime. Nobody gets out of their car after it flipped over 3-4 times to shoot a person that survived a car crash. I can't even digest this. My family can't digest it. I went to church. I asked the question, why, how, when, what? I'm like so angry. I'm angry because he did not have to kill her. It wasn't a reason to kill her. He was on a mission. All I keep thinking is he was on a mission. She got in his way. He was out to kill somebody that day. Whether, I don't know if it was a black person or what, but he was on a mission to kill somebody. No human being, nobody with their right conscience would ever get out their car after they had a crash and go and shoot an innocent woman. Innocent. defenseless. She survived the crash, and you murdered her. You murdered her. You murdered her, little Deb. You took her away from us. You took her from her sons. You took her from her family. You took her from her grandfather and her brothers and her grandfather. Her grandkids, they don't even know that their grandmother is dead because of an unsenseless act. But yet, we don't even know his name because he's being protected. He's being protected. I don't understand that. You know, my nephew, we got to go to the morgue to identify his mother. That's something he should not have to do. He should never have to do that. She was not out here in the life of being a non-productive citizen. She was working, paying her taxes. I just don't understand. I can't even digest this through my mind, how he got out of that car, crawled back in the car and got the gun and walked over and shot her while her hands was up in the air. Was it because she was a black woman? I don't know. That goes through my mind. I thought I would have a little peace. She passed on. God came and snatched her and took her to glory from the car crash. But now that I know he just murdered her, you know, I can't digest it. I can't understand it. I can't even find peace.
When you called me and we talked and you felt the same way you felt now, but one of them, you wanted to let the world know, and this is why you came on the university radio show. That's why you wanted the media to know, because you definitely feel that this is a hate crime, and you told me that you wanted, and you and your family wanted it prosecuted or whatever as a hate crime, because that's the only way you could see it at this particular point.
And I definitely told you that because that's all I felt. No, that's all that's all you can understand. Nobody, you can't justify illness, drugs, or anything, because if he was injured, he would have stopped at some time not to go and just get the gun out of the car. It was like he was on a mission. You know, it was a mission to kill somebody that day. And when you're on a mission to kill somebody, you got hate in your heart. You got malice in your heart. And I can't understand it. I don't believe in a death penalty, but I think he should be given a death penalty. You know, there's no plea bargain should be offered to him. There's nothing, and all we want is justice. All we want is justice. We want her back, but that's impossible for her to come back. But there's no way nobody like this should ever be left on God's earth to walk the earth ever again.
Listen, I know that you came up at the last moment, and I don't want to take too much of your time, but Pearl was on her way to work.
Yes.
On her way to work.
On her way to work.
She worked 2 jobs.
Yes. And she worked at the Holly Davis, and she had customers that came there every day just because she was worked there. That's the kind of person she was. She was a people person. Had a very silly laugh, you know, very funny person. And she always worked in the food service, you know, because that's what she went to school for. And she was, you know, it's just, how do you get up in the morning and going to work and somebody just murder you? You know, you talk about black on black crime. We out here, we got Donald Trump preaching hate. You know, it's just ridiculous. So now you open up this can of worm with you saying, send the Mexicans back across the border, and you need this and we need that. And then you got all these people listening to this rhetoric, and then here we got this man murdering Lil Deb.
Yeah,